Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. My dear brothers and sisters, I have talked about the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam over the last 12 lessons. Not the entire life, but his speech that he gave on the last of his sermons in the valley of Arafat. For those of you who don't know, it happened on the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, when people go to Hajj, of course, on the 10th year of Hijrah, after Hijrah, in the Urana valley of Mount Arafat, in presence of thousands of companions. And according to historians and scholars, there were more than 100,000 people present there. Remember, more than 100,000 people from all walks of life had gathered together. I'm going to give you a conclusion of all of those 12 points that we have discussed so far. Just to conclude, if somebody was to ask you, what was the Prophet talking about in all of those points? What was he saying exactly? What is the summary? Give me a sentence. Well, a sentence would be, Prophet ﷺ was giving a blueprint for 3 relationships. Relationship number 1, our relationship with our own self. Relationship number 2, our relationship with one another. And relationship number 3, our relationship with Allah. He provided a blueprint for all 3 relationships, how we can develop them, deepen them, and manage them, and how they interrelate. Our personal responsibility, our collective and social responsibility, and our responsibility towards our Creator, Allah. That's all he did in that beautiful, very short and succinct speech that he gave. I call it 12 points that he outlined. Of course, you can read the entire speech if you want. Anytime, anywhere, it's available. But reading it alone is not enough. You need to think deeper and more profoundly. When it comes to our relationship with ourselves, he asked us to have honesty, integrity. He asked us to make sure that we are good people, genuine people. He invited his companions to become people who don't break their promises, people who have respect, people who have honor, people who give sanctity to life. All of this is to a responsibility to ourselves. When it comes to responsibility to one another, he talked about equality in our economic matters when he said usury or riba is not allowed from today. He gave equality between man and woman when he said man and woman are equal in the eyes of Allah and we are co-partners and helpers on this earth. When it came to providing our relationship with one another, he broke down the concepts of prejudice by making racism haram, making tribal prejudices or tribal rivalry haram. He made superiority and inferiority based on color, language, ethnicity haram. Remember? An amazing outline of principles that will bond humanity together. He said black and white are equal. Arabs and non-Arabs are equal. That's the human relationship that he wants us to build, based on equal dignity, equal worth, and equal respect, and understanding that our access to Allah is also open and equal. So our relationship with one another is so integral part of the entire message that he gave. He went even as far as saying, don't hurt other people in case you get hurt, but in case they hurt you. It is to remind us that we have responsibility to guard our tongue, guard what we say about other people and to other people, behind them or in front of them, in case we hurt them. It's not you have a right to hurt other people or right to offend, like some people claim to have. Completely erroneous and misguided as far as I'm concerned. I have right to freedom, but my freedom stops when I infringe on your freedom to live freely and securely without being hurt, mocked, derided or insulted. Prophet ﷺ made that ruling, saying don't hurt other people. So important. And then he gave us a blueprint for creating a relationship that is based with our life based with a relationship with Allah, our life based on a relationship based with Allah, through our regular prayer, through our fasting, through our zakat, through our hajj. We constantly connect with Allah, recharge ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves spiritually. So those three would be the main gist of his speech. How to manage our relationship with one another, how to manage relationship with our own self, and how to manage relationship with Allah. At a time when Islam is being vilified by every outlet that you can think of, especially those who are Islamophobic, Muslim hating, of course, it is more important for you and I to share the message of the Prophet, especially his last sermon, as widely as possible. So here is the challenge for you and I in the modern world. Can you actually study the life of the Prophet and present it to other people in the right way? Have you read the life of the Prophet ever? Or maybe it's a chance, a time for you to start reading. But if nothing else, please share these messages that we have broadcast today and over the last few weeks, so that people of the world can see the true image of the Prophet. Prophet Muhammad, just to finish off, was Rahmatul lil Alameen, mercy to the entire humanity, not just the Muslims. May Allah bless you all for watching, and may Allah bless our beloved Prophet, and we send our salutations to him and his family, and may Allah accept us in our efforts to practice our faith and share it with the rest of the world. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.